Now what I am going to cover is important MCQ, that is whatever happened in August 2022, that will be covered by MCQ. Means I'll discuss 20 MCQ with you. I have already discussed 20 MCQ in previous session. So total will be 40 MCQ, and August important news will be completely covered. So who all are want to revise for August important current affair MCQ, they can revise through all those 40 MCQ. First part is already shared with you. I am going to discuss with the second part. The first question here is, man of the whole recently seen in the news belongs to which of the following? This means man of the whole. So what is it, and from related to which country? Actually, it is related to Brazil, and native of that Brazil is man of the whole. I'll show you the explanation part. Okay, man of the whole or Tanaru Indian. The other name for the man of the whole is Tanaru Indian. Was an indigenous person, that is native person who lived alone in Amazon rainforest. So he was only the native of Amazon rainforest, and you know that Amazon rainforest is in Brazil. So that's why this news is in the news, and it is the answer would be the Brazil. Next question is, consider the following. So this type of question is also asked. When you read polity, you have to be ready for some of the philosophical aspect of polity where question is asked. The question here asks is, the philosophy of justice through bail is granted under Article 20 of the Indian Constitution. The first option is this. The second option, the definition of term bail is mentioned in Criminal Procedure Code CRPC. Anyone can answer this? Polity cover हुआ है बहुत लोगों का. Okay, the first is the right one. The philosophy of justice through bail is guaranteed under Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. I'll try to explain something in this. Actually, what is this? First of all, read the explanation. The philosophy of justice through bail is guaranteed under Article 21 of Indian Constitution, which aims to protect life and also liberty. Provide that liberty can be deprived only through the procedure established by law. Please note this term, procedure established by the law. I am going to discuss the four terms that I'll discuss. And definition of the term bail is not mentioned in CRPC, it is mentioned in Article 21. Now I'm going to discuss the four terms. Okay. First is equality before law. Just a second. First term in polity is equality before law. Second term is equal protection of law. Third term is due process of law. And fourth and last term is procedure established by the law. These are the four important parameters of basic of polity that I'll explain you. What are these terms? And we read in fundamental right. Okay. But these all four terms have different meaning. Equality before law, equal protection of law, due process of law, and procedure established by the law. First of all, equality before a law is a negative term. How? I'll explain you. What equality before law say? Suppose a son of Ambani has done some criminal activity, and I have also done the same criminal activity. So both will be punished under this equality before law, and both will give same quantum of punishment. So both will be punished. Since the word punish is used, that's why it is a negative. Now coming to the second option, what is equal protection of law? It means law will equally protect me and as well as Ambani's son. So whosoever has done the done anything or have not done anything, both will be protected by the law. Suppose you have you will be allowed to meet with your advocate for the same crime. You will not be given. You will not be punished twice. So these things is under equal protection of law. This is again positive, taken from America. Next is due process of law. The question which was discussed is between these two. जो अभी हमने क्वेश्चन देखा था पहला वाला, वो इसी दो के बीच में है. थोड़ा सा इसको समझिए क्या है. Due process of law and procedure established by law. What this say due process of law? That means if law is made on something, it has to be judged whether due process of law has been followed or not. That means you can say that it is fair or not. Suppose if government is making some law, suppose the government is tomorrow is making a law that all will be arrested, and the government is following all the procedure through which law should be made. मतलब government ने वो सारे काम किए हैं, लोकसभा में पास हुआ, राज्यसभा में पास हुआ, प्रेसिडेंट एसेंट हुआ, सब कुछ हुआ और एक लॉ बना. So the law is made by the procedure established by the law has been followed. But should that be followed? No, because it is injustice, it is unfair. So actually what Indian system of judiciary, Indian judiciary system was doing earlier only was focus was on that how law was made. If it was law is made through a proper channel, it was made through procedure established by the law, it means it is correct. I'll explain you a very famous case, that is A.K. Gopalan case. When the law of detention was there, that anybody can detain. So at that time, A.K. Gopalan, when approached Supreme Court has said that since law is made under procedure established by the law, so it is correct and you are entitled for the punishment. Okay. When it happened in 1950, A.K. Gopalan, very famous case. You can visit this case in polity. When we talk about due process of law, it was happening. This case was discussed in 1976. This was a very famous case of Maneka Gandhi case. When Maneka Gandhi passport was seized and she was not allowed to go abroad. This was during emergency. So she approached to the court and she said that her fundamental right was violated and the law which is made is not fair or something against due process of law. Supreme Court agreed and said that it only procedure established by law is not correct. If due process of law is not followed, then that is unconstitutional, and allowed Maneka Gandhi to visit abroad. So these four terms you have to remember when you read fundamental rights in the polity: equality before law, equal protection of law, due process of law, and procedure established by the law. Okay. And very famous case, Maneka Gandhi and A.K. Gopalan, a defining case or historical moment of Indian polity. Okay, so this was the answer A. Moving to the next topic. Recently, oil vapor, that is in August, was in the news. What is it? It is an eco-friendly technology for the remediation of oil sludge and oil spill. So the first answer is the correct one. No need to read other options. The first one is the correct one. Oil vapor technology used to get rid of oil from the surface. Oil vaping is a bioremedial technique involving the use of oil vaping bacteria. So this was in the news. Moving to the next topic. Consider the following statement about ethanol as an alternative fuel. It is prepared by the fermentation of crops and plants that are rich in sugar and have the ability to be converted into cellulose and starch. So the first one is correct one. So ethanol is prepared by this method only. It is calorific value is lower than the compared to petrol. Yes, correct. That's why it is more efficient than petrol. It is highly corrosive because of ability to absorb water. Again, it is good. So all the three is the correct. So option D will be the correct one. Okay. Moving to the next question. Okay. Consider the following statement. Pulses constitute the maximum number of crops announced under minimum support price. I hope you all know about MSP. There was 1 year protest that has been due to this MSP only. Still, government is not giving MSP on all the product. Even they announce, but all the product or all the things are not purchased on MSP. The question asked here is pulses constitute the maximum number of crop announced under minimum support price. No. Sugarcane, cotton, copra, and raw jute are the commercial crop covered under MSP. Yes, correct. So first one, second only. So C option is the correct one. Moving to the next. You can read, you can see here the center has announced MSP for 23 crops. This you can note it down because UPSC can be asked that which are the crops which is covered under MSP, and they can give you the 4 options. So you should know the name of all 23 crops which is under MSP. Okay, so this you can read it here. Moving to the next question. Saddle pass. Passage is the gap between 2 mountains so that people can cross. Seen in the news recently is located in Sikkim, Uttarakhand, Arunachal Pradesh or Ladakh. It is in Ladakh. Why it is in the news? Because in near this pass, some of the Chinese intruder has been seen by the grazier. वो जो घास जो बकरी वगैरह चराते हैं, उन्होंने कुछ चाइनीज को जो है यहाँ पे देखा है इंट्रूडर को, और उन्होंने गवर्नमेंट को इन्फॉर्म किया है. So that's why it is in the news, saddle pass, and it is in the Ladakh and same area where right now the tension between India and China is going on, where China is claiming to be their territory. India graziers were stopped by the Chinese army at Damhok, Ladakh. Saddle pass is located in the Charding Ning Lung Nala track junction in Damhok in eastern Ladakh. So it is in the Ladakh. Next question is, which of the following is are not vertical of Earth Ganga? Okay, very good questions. Earth Ganga, as name suggests, Earth means आर्थिक. In Hindi it is आर्थिक, that is economic. गंगा यानी गंगा से जो इकोनॉमिक बेनिफिट लिया जाएगा उसको अर्थ गंगा कहते हैं. There is so much project related to Ganga, Namami Gange, Ganga Clean Mission and all. So Earth Ganga is one of the project. Okay, but the question here is, which of the following is are not? So again, in previous classes I have also said this, sometimes you forget to see the not word and go for the correct one. So you always remember not. Zero budget natural farming, it is under Earth Ganga, so it will not be the correct because it has asked not. Monetization and reuse of sludge, again it is under, so it also will be incorrect for this question. Promote the culture, heritage and tourism of Ganga, again it is wrong. Why I have means cross the all these 3 included under Earth Ganga, but question asked is not included. But since all these 3 are included, so all will be incorrect. So that is none. Okay. You can read the explanation. Earth Ganga concept is focused on the sustainable development of the Ganga and its surrounding areas by focusing on economic activities related to the river. Under Earth Ganga, government is working on 6 vertical. What are the 6 vertical of Earth Ganga? Important. The first is zero budget natural farming, which was in the option. The second is monetization and reuse of sludge and wastewater. Third is livelihood generation opportunity, that is fishing and all. The fourth is increased public participation. And the fifth is model promotes the culture heritage, that is tourism. And the lastly is model to seek to promote institutional building by empowering local administration for improved water governance. So these are the 6 vertical of Earth Ganga. Basically, government want to explore Ganga for its economical benefit. That's in the question. Next point asked is, consider the following extent about Joint River Commission. It is a bilateral working group formed by India and Bangladesh. Okay, it works for the common interest and sharing of water source, irrigation, flood and cyclone control. So yes, it is a bilateral working group. Okay, so the correct action is C. Both 1 and 2 is the correct one. So the 38th meeting of the India and Bangladesh Joint Commission was held in Delhi recently. So the main point of जो विवाद का पॉइंट है बांग्लादेश और इंडिया के बीच में, वो तीस्ता रिवर वाटर को लेके है. बांग्लादेश वांट मोर वाटर फ्रॉम तीस्ता रिवर, बट इंडिया इज नॉट means supporting this. So that's why this joint river commission was formed. It is a bilateral working group formed by India and Bangladesh, established in the Indo-Bangla Treaty Friendship, Cooperation and Peace that was signed in March 1972 and came into being in November 1972. It works for the common interest of sharing of water resource, irrigation, flood and cyclone control. So this was in the news. Next question asked is, with respect to the disqualification of member of parliament Who among them, among the following decide whether member was holding an office of profit? Option is Election Commission, President, Presiding Officer, and Supreme Court. The correct answer is President. President is one who decide about disqualification in case of office of profit. What is office of profit? If any person is holding any profitable post along with MP and MLA post, that is suppose आप किसी कंपनी के चेयरमैन हैं, आप किसी नगर निगम में कहीं और पे भी है, in that case you have to either resign from your post when you assume the office of MP, MLA or any constitutional post, you have to resign from your previous post, otherwise that will be included under office of profit. So who take decision? Decision is taken by the president. Is he take decision of his own? No, he concerned with Election Commission. So he take means concern, means you can say he takes suggestion from Election Commission, and the suggestion or you can say the instruction of Election Commission in this case is binding on president. But whatever Election Commission advised to the president, president has to follow that. So that means decision making authority is president, but advised by Election Commission. You can see here under the provision article 1021, the article 191, Constitution, and MP or MLA is barred from holding any office of profit under the central or state government. The decision of the President of India is final regarding disqualification of a member either house of the parliament. However, the President does not take the opinion of the Election Commission before taking a decision. So President does take, sorry, does not, I have spelled, does take the opinion of the Election Commission before taking the decision on disqualification. Yani ki President must take, you can say, the decision of Election Commission, and that is binding. Okay, so that's what I am trying to highlight. Moving on to the next question. Consider the following statement about tomato flu. It is in the news. Why it is, first of all, why it is called tomato flu? Because the symptom redness which appears on your body is just like a redness of tomato. That's why it is called tomato flu. It is a highly contagious, spread through close contact. It is a life-threatening virus. There is no specific drugs for this flu. So the correct answer for this is 1 and 3 only. It is a life-threatening virus. No, it can be cured by simple antibiotic. Recently, the Union Health Ministry issued an advisory on tomato flu, asking the state to take measures to prevent its spread. It is highly contagious and spread through a close contact. The first one is the right. Infants and young children are also prone to this. Okay, statement 2 is incorrect, because it is non-life-threatening virus and could lead to a serious consequences by spreading to adults as well. Okay. Moving on to the next question. In which amongst the following case did Supreme Court ensure that convicted criminals don't contest elections? Okay, the question asked is कि जो एक बार convicted हो गए हैं अपने criminals के record को लेके, वो election contest नहीं करेंगे. So we have several examples of cases. Kehar Singh versus Union of India. What this case is all about? Who is Kehar Singh? He was involved with Indira Gandhi assassination. So this one is not right. So Kehar Singh was involved in Indira Gandhi assassination, and it was his. Yeah, so this is the wrong. Again, it's Kelhato Holohan versus this one. This one is incorrect. Why? Because this case is related to power of speaker. This case is related to power of speaker. As you know that right now there is fight going on in Supreme Court between Shiv Sena faction, and in that it is said that it is not the power of speaker to decide this on the disqualification or something on the, that is 10th schedule anti-defection law, which I have already discussed in previous part. You can go through the previous current affairs sessions, and there I have discussed about anti-defection law. So this case is related to anti-defection law. In this case, it was challenged that speaker should not have right for this, but Supreme Court has said that since speaker is whole and soul of parliament, he is taking care, so he should have that right. So in case we can say that in this case, Supreme Court hold the right of speaker in anti-defection law. Again, the Lily Thomas versus Union of India. This is the correct. In this case, Supreme Court has stated that anyone who is convicted criminal will not contest election, and he has to immediately resign from his post. That is, if he is convicted for 2 years, he has to immediately resign from his post. Earlier, there was a sub-clause 8.1. Under this, what was there? The People of Representation Act 8.1 say that if anyone is convicted, he is given 3 months briefing period. That means breathing period, you can say 3 months. And in this 3 months, he can appeal to the court. And if court accepted his appeal, he will not be disqualified or something like that. But this has been, you can say, removed, and now he has been immediately removed. If he is convicted, he has been immediately removed. If court changes his decision, then he can back in the session. Okay. Same Lok Parari law was also related to this only extension of this, but the first decision Supreme Court take is this in Lily Thomas versus Union of India. So option C is the correct one. Next question asked is, consider the following statement about National Family Health Survey. Is a large-scale multi-round survey conducted on representative sample of household through India. Okay, correct. International Institute of Professional Science in Mumbai is the nodal agency, the responsible for providing coordination and technical guidance for the survey. I think both is correct. Yes, bilkul. Both is correct in this. Next question is, with the reference to communication technology difference, this you might be knowing as you बहुत सारे लोग मोबाइल यूज करते होंगे और उनको ये पता होगा जो LTE होता है और वोल्टे होता है. The first option is LTE is commonly marketed as 3G, volte is commonly marketed as advanced 3G. No, it is 4G. You know that earlier we were using 3G. When 4G introduced, there was a sign of LTE in our mobile. And when again this voice call, the video call have been introduced, then sign of voltage there. So LTE is data only technology, voltage voice only technology. No, these again both are incorrect. So neither one, neither two. Voltage, video also. So you can read the explanation. Statement is not correct. LTE is a data only technology, voltage both data and voice. Okay. Next question asked is CSA6 seen in the news related to regulation of cell cycle, internet protocol, cyber security mechanism, trainer aircraft. The correct one is regulation of cell cycle. It is related to biology. Human body cell, you know that cell is a small building block, then tissue, then organ, and then finally organ system. So this is related to regulation of cell cycle, so that health cycle of the human being is can be. So this was in the news. You can say newly identified gene could due to treatment of fungal infection in immunocompromised patient. The gene could be CSA6, has been identified in applicants fungal species infamous for causing high rates of morbidity and mortality under certain immunocompromised conditions, such as AIDS during cancer treatment and all. So it is impacting person who is infected with AIDS and all. Okay. Considering the following statement, alternative investment fund. Okay. The question asks about alternative investment fund and the statement given regarding this. The first statement is, it is a fund that invests in asset classes which include bonds, stock and cash. No, incorrect. It is invested apart from this, not on bond, not on stock, not on cash. So alternative investment fund is not invested in bond, stock or something like that. So the first option is incorrect. Second is, alternative investment funds are regulated together by Reserve Bank of India and Security Exchange Board of India. No, it is regulated by only SEBI, that is Security Exchange Board of India, not RBI. RBI has nothing to do with it. So both are incorrect in this, neither one, neither. Okay. So you can read the explanation part. SEBI is tighten overseas norms for alternative other than bond, stock and cash, that I've already explained. AIF consists of investment funds that are privately pooled that invest in private equity, venture capital, managed fund, etc. Moving on to the next topic. It is a tradition theater from Karnataka. It is a temple art form that depicts mythological stories and Purana. It is performed with this type of question is surely asked at least one or two questions. The features is given and you have been asked about that, about whom we are talking.